Alright, I have the turkey out of the fridge. It has been sitting for a little under 24 hours. Ideally, you're supposed to let it sit in the fridge for 24 to 48 hours, at most 3 days. But I didn't have time. I didn't prep correctly, and I got the turkey 2 days before Thanksgiving, so it wasn't perfectly thawed out, so I had to wait one more day. So, I mean, it's still really good. The point of putting it in the fridge is to let that skin kind of dry out, and it looks like it kind of did. One thing that you can actually do is put baking powder in your actual salt in order to dry that skin out. I didn't do it this time because the recipe that I wanted to do didn't suggest, well, I didn't suggest, but didn't do that, even though I should have. But it looks really good. Smells amazing. Again, this rack, you're not gonna put in the oven. You're gonna put it in that that other container that we made earlier yesterday, which I'll show you right now. All right. So again, this was the tray that we made yesterday. One thing that I forgot to put in there and show you guys were leeks. So I cut up a leek, put it in the bottom of the tray. And again, this is just the base of the actual what you're gonna bake the turkey in. And this is gonna be the base of our gravy. So if you take a look, this is kind of important, but it also looks beautiful. So right now I'm gonna put on gloves, and I'm going to put the butter compound, whatever you call it, underneath the skin. I made it last night and I didn't film it. I should have, but let me just basically show you what the butter is. So yesterday I used the lemon zest, that orange zest. I cut a little bit of garlic in here, diced some garlic in there as well, and brown sugar. And man, that smells amazing. So, you want softened butter, and I used made it last night, so I did leave it out on the counter, which is totally fine. You can leave butter out on the counter, not for too long, but you can. As you can see, beautiful butter. And I also saved a little bit of this butter. Here. What you do is you just grab some saran wrap and you roll it up into this little cube. Now I have zested garlic butter to put on any bread, or if I want to use it for any other thing. It's right there. Tools. Like, let's be a little considerate here. I will say too that since you did put this in the fridge last night, I put it in the fridge last night, the actual skin is going to be a lot tighter, which I did mention, but you have to be careful when you peel this skin now. Just slow and steady really wins this race, mostly just because you tear that skin, again, that's the first protective layer to the actual turkey. And if you tear the skin, your bird might be considerably a lot drier than you expected.
But I forgot my fucking water at
home. Don't you know?
So I'm like halfway there on this side. So it like stopped over here earlier, but now I'm able to get my whole hand kind of down the side of the breast. And that's what you want. Again, you want to get as deep as you can in the skin without actually ripping the skin. And you just want to get this butter down as far as possible. What you're really doing is each section that the skin is connected to the meat, there's like this membrane, and you kind of just want to rip through that membrane, and then that'll get you further down into the meat.
So perfect, blah blah blah. Oh, how I wish you would.
Alright, now, as you can see, my whole hand is underneath this turkey skin, like that. All the way around. That's what you want, because you want to be able to get inside all the way to the breast and down on the bottom. And now I'm going to do the sides of the legs, but this top portion is beautifully done, if I say so myself.
I loved you from the start.
now that I got. I did this last night with this side of the skin, so that's why it was so much easier. But now that this side is done and this side is done, I can start putting the butter underneath this skin. So again, just take a little bit of butter, and then you want to spread it out underneath this skin. It's not gonna be as Nick put it, this isn't the most prettiest process of the whole thing because you are gonna get messy, but it will absolutely be a game changer on how your turkey tastes. So don't be afraid to get a little bit messy. It's gonna look kind of gross when you think about the fact that this is turkey skin and you're underneath turkey skin. But once you get over that and you realize that this will absolutely just take your turkey from being delicious to absolutely friggin' delicious, you can get over that fact. And you don't want to use all your butter compound because you're actually going to use some of it for the basting liquid. So don't use all of it, but just use a decent amount to actually, you know, smear onto your turkey.
I know you belong to somebody new.
One thing you can do that I noticed actually really works is in order to get the butter off your hand, because when you smear it, it just smears all over your gloves, is when you get it under, you take the skin and you kind of wipe it off like that, and then there you can kind of massage it into your meat like this. So you know that butter is spread out evenly. So you want to keep about 1/4 of butter left, 1/4 cup. This is pretty decent amount. What are you doing to the baby?
Yeah,
Sweetie, it's okay.
I didn't let her snatch up this photo when she got married.
How dare you? How dare you? Alright, the butter is all inside the turkey. You want to leave the rest for your basting liquid.
But tonight you belong.
Don't worry if it doesn't all fit inside, as long as the majority of all that turkey, especially where that liquid is going to leak out. Not much liquid is going to leak out from those ends of the drumsticks, but a lot of it's going to leak out from the center portion, as long as it's in the tray, because that's where you're going to make the base of the gravy. So this is actually beautiful. Alright, now we're gonna make the brining liquid. You want to take about 1/4 cup of that compound butter. Then you want to get some sort of dry white wine. We just got the cheapest dry white wine we can find because we're using it for cooking. That's a Sauvignon Blanc, which is a little more crispier. I personally am not a fan of drinking white wine, but for cooking, I understand its purpose. You want to get 2 cups of this inside of your compound butter, just like so. And then you want to get about a teaspoon of black pepper. So let's do that right now. I'm more of a pepper guy, so I'm gonna do a little more than a teaspoon. I'm not even gonna measure it. And since this is like the first time we're putting pepper on this dish, which is kind of surprising, I'm gonna add little bit more. And I know it seems like a lot, but in reality, it's just super spread out and grinded. So it's, a teaspoon is actually a lot of pepper. And when you're grinding it, it looks like a lot more, but in reality, it's not. This is probably about a teaspoon what I've done so far, but I'm gonna add just slightly a little more. And then from here, after you get everything in this bowl, you actually want to stick it in the microwave. And you want to just kind of get it so the butter is nice and melty. You don't want it to the point where it is like basically bubbling or anything. You just want it kind of nice and warm so everything is one solid liquefied liquid. The unit. So I'm just gonna give it a nice quick mix real quick. And as you can tell, this butter is, not melted. So you want to probably just pop it in the microwave for 30, 45 seconds at most. I'm not sure actually. But we're gonna find out together, shall we? I did it for about a minute. I think I might need slightly a little more time. This butter is basically melted. I feel like maybe not. I'll just stir it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in for another 30 more seconds at most. Actually, butter seems like it's melting pretty well now. Because again, you don't want any chunks or little clumps of butter. You want everything. Actually, yeah, this was the perfect amount. So I just put it in for a minute. And the butter was still a little bit chunky, but once you gave everything a stir, it all melted down to this beautiful, winey, buttery liquid. And again, this is gonna be the brining liquid. Or basting, sorry, the basting liquid. First things first though, we have these cheesecloths. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting these cheesecloths into 3 separate portions. One for one side of the leg and thigh, another for the leg and thigh, and the middle one for the breast. Beautiful. Over the turkey. So this length is more than enough for what I need. So I might actually take it in one more. Still more than enough, but this is perfect. So you want to get 3 more cloths about this length. I don't know if my shears are dull because I was cutting turkey bone. Jeez, that was horrible. And you want to get 2 more cloths that are about this length. Honestly, this is long enough too, so one more. There you go. Now you have 3 beautiful cloths for your turkey. I might just use this longer one for the middle portion of the turkey. But now what you want to do is you want to take it, get your cheesecloths, and you want to actually just put it in. You want to soak these cloths in this compound butter. mixture liquid for a couple of minutes actually. So it actually soaks up all these liquids. Just like so. So I'm gonna let that sit for about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. And I'll be right back. Very cute. Alright, so I've been letting the cheesecloth actually sit for about 5 minutes. Now what you want to do, I'm going to take your cheesecloth out.
What you chose.
If you want, you can add just little patches of cheesecloth on your turkey. I might add one more patch, small patch is right there because that cheesecloth looked like it was really super thin. So I might just add a small little layer of cheesecloth. And this one I'm not gonna let sit for a while. Just dunk it in and do a little bit of that patchwork. Again, don't throw away this liquid when you're done. You're gonna need it for basting. So voila. Now we have a cheesecloth turkey. That just looks beautiful. Beautiful. So now, once this is cheesecloth, that's it. You put it in the oven. First bake is going to be 30 minutes at 400 degrees, and you're going to take it out, baste it, and then you're going to drop your oven back to 350. Then you're going to do 3 more cycles of 30 minutes every time you take it out, baste it. The last 30 minutes, you take this middle part cheesecloth. You take the middle cheesecloth part out, which I'll show you when I do it. But that's just basically the rundown of what I'm going to be doing. So I'll see you after the first bake is done. Yeah. Alright, so right now I just took out the turkey after the first bake. The cheesecloth is getting browner. I don't think so. So we're gonna take the extra compound butter mixture and we're gonna baste it all over this turkey.
And I packed up all of the leftover dishes,
Oh, the Tupperware?
containers that actually have lids.
Very good.
What the hell am I doing? I don't.
Alright, my first round of basting is done. The turkey should be done in about an hour and a half.
I gotta find the table. It's not here where I thought it was, so it might be in my closet. Oh, maybe it's outside.
Yeah, outside in that closet area, right?
I thought it was up against the wall.
I thought that too. Oh, I thought that was like the first place you would check.
It's not.
Alright, the first round of basting is done. I'm gonna stick it back in the oven at 350 for another 30 minutes. Alright, the second round of baking is done. What you can do with this butter mixture, if it gets super coagulated just sitting out, you can just microwave it again. That way you're able to actually suck it all up. So let me pull the turkey out of the oven. And again, this was the second bake for 30 minutes. We got 2 more bakes for 30 minutes at 350. Oh, that just smells absolutely wonderful. Again, you are supposed to carefully baste this in your oven, but I was oven isn't the biggest, and it's actually just better for us so you can actually see what's going on here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So I can see this cheesecloth is absolutely browning. It looks beautiful. So now you just want to start basting this bad boy with your extra butter liquid. Can you grab her, please? Can you grab her? It's getting to the point where I minced garlic in here, so it's actually kind of hard to suck up because I minced all this garlic. I'm gonna save the rest of the liquid, even though there's not much left, for the last 30 minutes of basting. And then again, you're supposed to use all the drippings. Look at all that beautifulness, and just baste it. Look at all that steam coming off. That just smells wonderful, wonderfully, I don't know, fantastic, delicious. As you can see, I'm kind of running out of dripping because it's just getting all soaked up from the cheesecloth. And don't worry, you'll have a lot of drippings left over for your gravy. And what I'm going to be doing anyway is I'm going to be kind of, what's the word? I'm going to be kind of, not thinning it out, but I forget the word for it. I'm going to be adding chicken stock to have more gravy, or turkey stock. Or chicken stock, I think is what I have. But that will absolutely just make it so you have a lot more gravy. You don't have to, add stock, but my family, especially me, I really love gravy, and I'd rather have extra gravy than too little gravy. So this will be the last baste that I do, and then I'll stick it back in the oven for another 30 minutes. Alright, another 30 minutes at 350, and I'll see you guys when that's done. The cheesecloth could not have browned so much because I did put it on the bottom rack, so it's not really that close to the top. I'm actually going to change the height of the rack now, mostly just because I want this skin to crisp up nice. Alright, beautiful. Now the last step is to take the cheesecloth out of the middle. I know we just basted it. Not sure why. Okay, I'm just following the recipe. So we take the cheesecloth out of the middle portion. Just gonna stick it right here for now. We take the sides and we tuck it in. I'm trying to think if I did the full cook, or should it 30, 60? Let me double check something, hold on. So yeah, after this, just gonna go back in the oven for another 30 minutes. Last thing we want to do is take this cheesecloth, tuck it in on the sides, keep all this breast meat exposed, and we want to baste it over the top of this. Look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. And this skin is going to crisp up in the last 30 minutes, and it's going to be absolutely. Alright, I'm going to put it back in the oven, but before that, I'm going to move the rack one up. So it's just slightly closer to the heat, so that maybe the skin will crisp up just a little more. So back in the oven 30 minutes. Last 30 minutes. I will see you guys when that's done. Alright, the turkey is done with its final cycle. I might throw it back in for one more, but this is what it looks like right now. It looks beautiful. This is the turkey platter, but I'm gonna move it out of the way for now. I know it's done cooking, but I want the video. I want the skin to be a little more locked in. So I am going to baste it one more time for a small amount, and I'm gonna broil it on high heat. I'm just gonna broil it on high heat just so I can crisp up the skin a little. Not even to cook the meat, it's just to crisp up that skin. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more basting cycle and then just throw it in the oven on a high broil just to crisp up the skin. I know the turkey is probably done cooking, but again, I really want the skin to be crispier. I don't think the turkey will have an issue being juicy, so I don't think it'll matter if it's in the oven for slightly longer. Alright, this is what it looks like. I just charred the top. Again, it's just for that crispiness. You can always just, it's not ruined or anything, but it is absolutely, hear that. I'm going to take the cheesecloth off, then I'm going to take it out of this and let it sit and rest. Alright, now I'm going to transfer this onto this, so then I can grab all the drippings and everything to make the gravy. So this should be interesting. Alright, so now I got all the extra dripping stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out all the vegetables that we had in here. We don't need to keep them for anything. Alright, I did. And then we're going to leave all the bones and everything in there to make the gravy. I'm going to transfer all of this into a different pan, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. Zoom out all the way. Zoom out all the way. Zoom out, not in.
Okay, now you have to start over.
Alright, I am just about finished. I'm spilling everything. It's getting really messy. We're almost done though. Turkey is done as well. I just gotta carve it. I just kind of got sidetracked and had to separate or re-put together the gravy. Breastbone right there.
Your hands in the way. It looks fine in person, but pink on the film. Pink legs.
Yeah, it looks good though in person. On the film, it looks a little pinker than it actually is in real life. I'm gonna carve this and then I will show you guys when it's done. Alright, we put the thigh meat back in. It was a little underdone for the thighs, so we're gonna cook that just slightly longer. Here is the spread.
Aunt Lucy's made a note. Start search here.
Alright, it has been a very long day. I am very tired and I'm spinning. I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Comment down below what you're most thankful for.